analysis or food testing. Like,
food
is they cutting you a check for that? Or you just doing something to get views?
They be getting views, and then that's how they get the money.
You got to build it up.
Because Kevin Hart flew the dude out that's in Vegas. That was I think it was the MMA dude, young dude.
Right.
He flew him out to his vegan spot. So, yeah.
But you got to do that to get it. That's still free publicity.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, because...
Hey, y'all. It's the True Grit Show. I'm not sure of the conversation and the meals preps and the Kevin Hart shit, but we here.
Meal prep.
Live from Thomas JMH Studios.
You say it again?
Touche.
This is your boy, Touche the Don, getting it in. Once again, we back at it. Get ready to talk this shit. This is good shit.
Hey, what's going on, fam? Sugar Bears in the air. You already know.
What surprises me is that...
What surprises you, V?
The show can say, just talking shit. You don't know what we finna say.
You have never. I mean, but why should... They don't need to know. We just gonna keep it going. You know what I mean? Because we can talk about anything we want, whenever we want.
True.
But our first topic of the day, right? I don't know. I think I sent it to y'all. I know V ain't see it, but... So, there was a car accident. Was it a year ago, 6 months ago?
No, that's about
6 months.
about
right?
3 months ago.
It was 3
I
months?
think.
So there was a car accident.
Uh-huh.
It was a 55-year-old woman. I want to say a 20 or 21-year-old man driving separate vehicles. You couldn't really, to me, you couldn't really tell who caused the accident.
Mm-hmm.
But after they let the preliminary report come out, it appeared that the lady caused the accident, the 55-year-old lady. I guess she crossed into his lane, kind of cut him off. He hit her, clipped her, she flipped, and ended up killing 6 individuals. So
She cut him off.
she cut him off.
And when she cut him off, she flipped.
She ended up flipping because how she cut him off, he clipped. It's just like a pit maneuver for cops.
Yeah, I saw the video, but I was like, I didn't know who was driving.
Yeah, he hit the car. He hit her back tire, which sent her into a roll, right? And she flipped over the rail and landed on 6 workers, highway workers, right? So everybody know the rules of work zone. The miles go goes down. You got to slow down in the miles, all that, right? So with all that being said, apparently they ended up charging the 2 of them with like 55 counts of felony, with murder, manslaughter, reckless driving, reckless endangerment, work zone violations, all of this stuff. So the young man went to court today because they can't find the lady.
The lady that he hit.
Do I need to stab that one?
Well, no, they just said they haven't been able, I guess, to serve her.
They can find a man. They can't find a woman. They can't find the baby.
They found the dude, but they can't find
the baby.
Yeah. So
you're not being held responsible for your actions. You're a baby.
Yeah. So
come on.
His family comes out the courtroom, and people was kind of riding her a little bit because she was saying he was innocent. So that's the wrong word to use because no, he was not innocent of some of those charges, right?
Right.
So if he didn't cause the accident, do you charge him with the manslaughter also?
No, not if he.
Or do you just charge him with the traffic violations?
You charge him with traffic violations or hitting somebody.
Well, I have questions before I charge.
But hold on, if me and you together, we talking about the murder law. If me and you together and I commit a crime, right?
Right.
And you don't turn me in right away, and somebody die in that crime,
I'm accessory.
you are accessory to that murder because that crime you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So we got to look at it from that sense.
What was the lady name? You know, because Big Mike said one black, one white. What was her name?
Oh,
you know?
see, I don't know.
Good
Big
point.
Mike, that's a good point.
Good point there, brother.
That's a better point.
Yeah.
But the kid, so this is my thing. Now, I don't know how to look at it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you think about how Maryland law works, what the accident caused 6 deaths.
Right.
So how can you overlook that?
You can't.
You can't.
I got a question,
Is it a felony charge to him, though? if it wasn't his fault. Now, he was at fault for driving 122 miles an hour.
I recall the video, but vaguely.
Yeah.
I don't really think I
Because one sped up past the flow of traffic.
Yeah.
So they wasn't going to the flow of traffic. They was going faster than that.
Yeah, they was
right?
going faster than that.
She sped up behind him, and he didn't, he didn't move over?
So, all right. So, he was getting it, it looked like, right? He was balling. He was getting it in, right? She was this close to hitting another car. Whatever she was doing, she wasn't paying attention. She was probably on her damn cell phone.
Probably.
But she almost hit this car.
Fixing the makeup.
Fixing the makeup, yeah. So when she did that, she jumped in front of him. He was here, so he clipped.
Already.
Like
so he was already speeding.
He was speeding. He was speeding. So but it was his lane.
Oh, okay.
So no matter how you look at it, he was speeding, so he was wrong for that part.
Yeah.
But she was wrong.
Wow.
She was speeding. I mean, he was speeding. So it's one of those situations where, how do we do that? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
I felt the pain of the family. I felt it 100%. And you don't want to see this kid throw his life away so early. They all drive too fast. Let's be honest, right?
Sure.
But is it rightfully so that he's been charged with felony counts and with this manslaughter?
I would say it's a cause and effect, because if he was innately the one speeding and she just happened to slide over into the lane, which caused her to catapult, he caused that.
He didn't though.
If he was already speeding,
he was speeding. He was speeding.
If he was, that's just like we was fighting, right? And I hit you. I didn't hit you to kill you, but you fall and hit the curb and you die.
Yeah, but
I caused that.
Yeah, but she was about to hit this guy,
right?
And so she jumped in his lane,
right?
So we don't know if he was doing. That's the issue. We don't know if he was doing 122 right here. They just said at some point at that time he was doing 122. He could have been doing 122 back here.
Sure.
You understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
So we don't know what he was doing right here, because everybody know when the flash is up there, you're gonna hit. You understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
Because if that's a work zone, the flash is coming. So you already starting to slow down. So he could have been doing 122 all the way back here. I still don't know how they know what he was doing.
Right.
But that's another thing. I don't know.
And they can't find her.
Yeah, but they can't.
They know how fast he was going.
But they can't find her. But so when she jumps over, because she was about to hit him, when she jumps over, if he would have hit her in the back.
I'm mad you got the models up.
I got the models up. You see that, dog? You see that? I'm working over here. So if he would have hit her in the back,
right,
he 100% wrong. Right? But he clipped her because she impeded on his lane.
But when you clip her where?
Right here. Right here.
On the back.
On her tire, though.
On the back.
But it's not. It's not on the back. This is considered. This is considered the back.
Okay.
This is not considered the back. That's literally considered the side of your car.
So here's the hit though. See that.
Yeah, right there, my diagram. I wish y'all could see my diagram because I'm working over here.
See your bottle?
Yeah,
You see your bottle, right? He looks guilty.
No, but she guilty because she actually came in his lane.
The model you just showed.
The only way.
That's how you get jammed up in court.
But listen to this.
Don't do all that.
The only way it's his fault is if
it was dead on back. Dead on back?
Dead on back is his fault.
Is it?
Yeah, because if you hit on the side from here, from anywhere on this side, it's your fault. Because that means he's already taken this lane.
But it's still questionable though.
All of it is questionable.
And if he was speeding,
we don't know. Even on the video, they was definitely driving.
The video I saw, they was getting it. The car that came up from the back was getting it. That was him?
That was him.
It's cause and effect.
But when they ruled who was at fault, they said she was at fault. So if they said she was at fault.
She was at fault for the murders.
She was at, no.
For the deaths.
She was at
Not
fault.
murders.
She
Murders.
was at fault for the accident. Her being at fault for the accident.
Is that what they said?
Yeah. Her being at fault for the accident, does that mean she's only or solely at fault for the murders? Or does he carry some of that weight?
I say he carries some of the weight because...
Well, he gonna carry some of the weight for the rest of his life. But does he carry it criminally is what I'm asking.
From the video I saw, Yo was getting it, man. He was going way beyond the speed limit.
What Big Mike got? Oh, she was at the...
Shock trauma with me, acting like she didn't know what was going on. Oh, so she is white. Mike got receipts.
Mike, we don't even want to know why he was at shock trauma, though, Mike. We'll talk about that later.
what happened?
Why he was there? I was like that.
I don't know. I hate when I touch this. I lose it.
You messed it up. Yeah.
I done lost what he said, man.
But so that's what I'm saying, and I'm like, here we go. Now we know these kids drive entirely too fast.
She was white. Damn.
So with that being said, is this kid, should he be criminally charged for the murders? Or now they got every right. They got every right because it's reckless endangerment. It's every right to charge him for the traffic violation.
But it's a cause and effect, in my opinion.
But if they said that she is the cause, then does her cause affect him as well? That's my question. Like, how hard should they go? I have a bad heart. Okay, all right, bro. We praying for that. No, we got to work on that. We got to get that right. Got you.
Oh, okay.
We're definitely praying for that, Big Mike. We got you.
No doubt.
But do we charge him criminally for that as well?
I got a question about that, but I don't want to ask it right now. But
What?
Because I'm like, I understand what he's saying. He have a bad heart and a stent in the brain too. Yeah. And because of course it's serious.
Yeah.
But we're going on versus the accident, like they was in the same spot in shock trauma. Yeah. Damn, Big Mike. Hey, Big Mike, we got to work on that, man. Everything can be changed, brother. Everything can be changed, but you got to change as well. Yeah. Trust what I tell you.
Yeah,
but everything can change. You got to get that right, baby.
As we take a sip.
Indeed, because that's how I know. You know what I mean? I was thinking about the day, right? I was riding over here. It's off topic, but I think it may be one of the topics because of the smog or whatever's outside.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what that shit is outside. They trying to kill us with.
You know what kept me alive? Kept me breathing good? Tobacco and whiskey. Brandy.
You know, it's funny though. If you look at our ancestors or the whiskey that they created.
The lineages.
Our lineage.
Lineages. Is that a word, plural?
They drunk different than us.
Sure.
And the quality of what they drunk was different than ours.
Sure.
You understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
And they lived long lives, dog.
Yeah.
But when you got the natural earth stuff that they give us, you got the alcohol that they provide for us, and then the food is trash. It's just too much for our systems to overhurt. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's too much of a hurt. But yo, I'm going back to topic. I was looking at, and I hate us as people, right? I really do. Because she came out, and all people want to talk about is her dress and her weave.
Who?
And the girl in the video that I sent you. It looked like she had a bonnet on. Wasn't sure.
What video was this one?
From the courthouse earlier today.
Oh, yeah. She said something about
he was innocent.
Innocent. Right.
He was innocent.
Right.
And so this is my thing, and I like, she used the wrong word. We got 6 people dead, right? Mm-hmm. And so somebody has to pay for those lives. Right, wrong, or indifferent. No matter how we feel about it, you have 6 people that lost their lives at work. Nobody gets up in the morning. Yeah, nobody gets up in the morning, punches the clock, expecting to lose their lives. So someone has to be held accountable for that.
Sure.
But if the law go ahead.
Some wake up with the chance they can, but a lot of people wake up one route knowing that it's not a possibility.
Absolutely.
But some do.
Absolutely. So, knowing that they said it was her fault, does this young man Because let's be honest, with the charges that they have against this young man can be in prison for almost damn near the rest of his life. Well, his formidable years are gone.
Yeah, and that's the downside.
And that's the downside because he's a child. You know what I mean? 20. I don't care. Listen, I don't care what he was doing. What his lifestyle is. None of that. That's still a child, right? And he ain't speeding.
What do you mean by that?
What?
When you say I don't care.
Like, I'm not. I don't judge people. Listen, we all got our shit.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And so he could be a hood baby. He could be whatever. But I'm not judging this situation off of what he did or what he's already done. Okay. I'm judging this situation off of just this situation. Okay. Right? I don't know him.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Right. So it's a clean slate for me. I'm just speaking on how I think the system is broken.
No doubt.
How we can improve the system, right?
No doubt.
Because you made sure you had this black brother in court. But now, and like I said, I didn't know it was a woman. I just felt like it was a woman. I didn't know it was a white woman.
But you know what,
now they make the system look a little bit more crazy.
I think part of the problem, and I think this goes back to reparations, which changed the conversation. Mm-hmm. But the mere fact, because they know they got us on the race card. Mm-hmm. Once we remove that from there, there is no race in actuality. Yeah. Because, okay, first of all, let's go on what you just said on the race thing, right? We as a people, whether you want to call us Negro, colored, African American, black, ADOS, we allow them to continue to change our status. Yeah. So if we continue to do that, then we allow them to do whatever the fuck they want to do. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I mean, you're 100% right.
If we can say we black, okay, cool. This framework is black. Yeah. This shirt is black, but you say you black. Look at your sleeve and look at your skin.
Don't look nothing like
you feel me? Come on, man.
No, you're right.
We it's original and non-original. That's it. There is no, and of course, I was on that whole black thing, but I realized what the fuck it was. It's not that. Mm-hmm. But they know they got us in many aspects in life because of black, white. And watch this. If you really want to play the color card, then we're white. Why? Because we're the closest thing to God. White is purity, the closest thing to God. So if you want to play the race card, then we're going to have to spin that one and say, well, guess what we are? Yeah. Other people's like, what? I don't know what he just said.
Yo, I don't know. I'm lost, Joe, because like I feel for the family, and I hate the fact that we beat up on each other so much, yo. Like, yo, I don't know no family that would have walked out of there excited about seeing this kid get ready to go to prison for all of this time.
Who was excited though?
No. That's what I'm saying. They was devastated. Yeah. And she was saying, she was screaming she was innocent. But if you read the comments is the devil, dog. If you read the comments, that's all people was talking about. Like they was beating her down and stuff like that. But if it was your family member, you still wouldn't want to see his life ruined over a car accident. Yes, there were lives lost, so we understand somebody has to pay for that. Right?
So then who pays?
That was my question. If they deemed her at fault, does he carry the criminal weight also?
Well, where does the fight come in at? Because if they got a lawyer,
I don't know.
Which is a legal liar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then that's a whole nother issue.
And that's where my argument comes in. Like I get tired of us beating up on each other. You know what I mean? Because the first thing everybody wanted to do was talk about how they looked, or her hair, or her saying this and her saying that. Nobody addressed the fact that you got 7-8 people now just that's involved in this. You got the 6 people dead. You got the 2 people that was in the accident.
Right.
Now let's broaden that scope and let's look at the family members that's also affected by both of these people.
Sure.
That were injured in a car accident.
Sure.
That also took lives of people.
Yep.
You don't know how this young man is dealing with the fact that he was in an accident that caused 6 people to die.
Right.
You don't even know how it's affecting the lady. You're so busy talking about.
We don't know that because we can't find her.
Yeah, well, we can't find her. But you so busy talking about what they had on, her using the wrong grammar. There's definitely this. We so quick to jump on and beat down each other. But if it was any of our family members in there, we would be devastated also.
Why you think that is?
Because we've been conditioned. We've been conditioned to be in competition with each other since day one. Dog.
But we allow the conditioning.
It's all on us.
We allow that. If you don't know who you are, right? Then you're going to sit there and battle. I'm going to battle with you if I don't know who you are, then I don't know who I am. Then we're going to continue to battle.
Hold on, Rodman 1726. He said, "We're not allowing them to do anything. He who controls the law controls the rules. This is why the rules continue to be changed to their benefit."
Do you vote, Rodman 1726? Are you a voter? I know it's a little delay on here, so I'm gonna give you a chance to respond to that.
But do you agree with what he's saying?
No.
No.
I don't agree with that.
Now, go ahead.
I agree with we allow them to make the because here's the thing. And I said this to you back in True Grit out in Essex, right?
Yeah.
If we don't go to the game, who gonna play? Well, why not just not? If you've been voting for,
absolutely votes.
Well, then he a part of the problem then.
All right, so this is my thing, right?
That's just simple.
I still haven't talked to my mother yet, right? So I'm gonna slightly agree with you.
He said absolutely.
Yeah,
wow.
Absolutely.
Unequivocally.
Proud. So
and I bet you he around your mother's age. How old are you, Rob, man? 1726? Because I know you wasn't born in 1726.
I'm going to say this, right? Now, in Maryland, fuck Maryland. In Baltimore City, we are the problem. You can't blame the man because we've had our people in seats in office for so long and the laws keep leaning in whatever direction.
Can I stop you right there?
Go ahead.
Ever since, quote unquote, we've been allowed to vote, which means we've been allowed to be in a political power, the more of us that get in office, the worse it get. Am I lying?
No, I can't, because I'm gonna tell you this, because the people that we've had in office alone, just in Baltimore City alone, a lot of them that have not done anything. Somebody said something the other day about Barack Obama, right? Damn it.
Barry Soetoro?
I don't know who the hell it was.
No, that's his name, Barry Soetoro.
Oh, shit. But they said this the other day.
Go ahead.
We have held every...
And he a Rothschild, too.
As Black America, we have held every sitting president to the fire about what they were going to give to the black community, except for Barack Obama. Like, we went to, and the proof is out there. If you look at every president, even going back to Clinton, who fucked us first, every president.
See what he said?
What?
We busy voting for the color and not the content of the person. We don't vote for the change. We vote to have the skin color representation, and they are filling their pockets. But yet you continue. You know this, and you continue to go.
But that's what I was getting at.
Go ahead.
So we didn't ask him to do anything for us, right?
Right.
We asked him to do nothing for us the whole time he was in office. We required nothing.
Yes, you did. You asked him to get in.
Asked him to get in?
Yeah, y'all pushed him to get in. Cried for him to get in.
Oh, I ain't do no crying. I ain't
You know somebody in your family cried, but especially when they said the president is, boy, them tears started to flow. You was cloudy with a chance of showers.
All the old people.
You know why?
All the old people in my family did. So
come on, man. But you know why? Because at that moment, you felt like your vote counted. You felt that. You had to.
I got you.
You know what I mean?
in that aspect of it, but we didn't demand anything. Like, we didn't march on him. We didn't ask him. We didn't put his foot to the fire. None of that. In both terms, we did not. So moving forward, why the hell should anybody do anything for us?
I vote for the people that our people won't vote for. What does that mean?
I vote for the people. Oh, he must be an independent. That's what it sounds like.
But do you get mad at the clown or for those that continue to go to the circus, though? Independent or not.
So you gotta listen on that aspect of it though. You gotta look at it from how other people look at it, right?
And how is that?
A lot of people look at it. Voting is.
Don't say what I think you're gonna say. Go ahead. I'm about to chop it up. But go ahead.
No, listen. Voting to a lot of people is carrying on a tradition for their family because at one point in time, depending on how large or small your family is, at one point in time, you had family members that you actually knew that could not. So to represent
they could not what?
Could not vote. There was a point in time.
Touche, do you realize that? Because it disgusts me when people say that. You know why?
But
because they put forth the legwork to have the choice to play that game, right?
That's true.
They didn't do it for force, and you have to pick somebody. Yeah. They did it for the opportunity, so you have the choice. If you choose to, then go vote. If you choose not to, then sit out. But that's what they died for, not to say pick somebody and that's it. Come on, man.
No, and that's
where we get lost.
That's where I was getting at.
Come on,
because that's where I'm at right now.
My man.
Because they fought and they lost their lives to get us this privilege to vote. Right? But when the voting no longer, when we realize that the voting is not beneficial to us, where does the change come from after that?
What do you mean? So
if I stop voting the day of tomorrow, if everybody stop voting the day of tomorrow, they still gonna put somebody in them seats.
How?
How are they not?
The government works for us. We don't work for the government. So if we don't respond to the government, then they got to change.
So if every black person in this world decides today or tomorrow not to vote, right? White people still gonna vote. So it's still gonna be somebody in that seat.
But here's the hit again. Once you take that out, take white, black, Asian, Puerto, take that out.
But everybody's not, is what I'm saying. Even if you got every black
but that's what you have to realize. And until that moment, this is like Santa Claus. Everybody loves Santa Claus until they realize it wasn't real. Then they just did it just because. You said something that holds so much weight, which is ridiculous. You said we did it for the family and what our family have done. Families held pedophiles hidden. Yeah. They ain't did nothing for us. It didn't benefit the family. Family have child got molested or raped by a family member. You'll send said child down the south, had a baby, and come back like nothing happened. So how beneficial was that for us can continue doing a tradition? I'm just saying.
Yeah. One of the worst things in the world is what's in our house stays. That was dangerous.
That's the gift and the curse. It works,
it's
but it hurts you too. Absolutely.
It hurts you too. It's so listen. In every situation, there's a gift and there's a curse, right? Some people vote for the reason. What you got?
What up? Go ahead.
Some people vote because it is a tradition in their family.
Sure.
They represent their family. They do that. Some people vote because they do believe, or I'm not going to say they believe. I think they hope that change was going to come from their vote, right? Now, when you get to the people that get to a place where, because at one point in time you voted, right?
I've never.
So you've never voted?
I've never, in my 46 years, casted a vote, sir.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Never.
So I'm just learning that. What I'm saying, though, so you have people out here that have voted.
So, okay, riddle me this then. If voting is so important, and it weighs so much, and folk thought that Barry Soetoro was going to be the change that they wanted. How did Trump get in there? You know how? Because
I'm gonna tell you what I think.
That darky hue fella got up in there, and they took their foot off the gas because they thought life was sweet.
Nope.
What happened?
It's more.
How you get in there? Please help me.
So listen, there are more people in this world.
Robin said that I'm the problem. I'll be the problem then, Robin. That's no problem.
Listen, there are more
I wear that honorably.
There are more people in this world that feel like a woman should not be president than there was people that hated Donald Trump.
Say that again.
There were more people. He beat Hillary, right? There were more people in the world that believed a woman should not be president than there were people that hated Donald Trump.
Do you believe a woman should be president?
I ain't seen a woman do it yet, so I don't know.
That's not what I asked you. That was slick.
You might get there and do some shit. You know what I mean? You might get there
and do what?
I don't know. I'm just saying. But I said this from, listen. I said this from the get-go. When it was Hillary against Donald Trump, I said he can win because I'm telling you what it is it's a more men in this world. And a lot of times, 90% of the time, a wife votes with her husband. 90% of the time. There are more men that don't
90%?
90% of the time.
I don't think 90% of men run in the house, but go ahead.
In white America, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me be more clear because it's separate over here.
Come on.
But in white America, right?
Right.
As many people that did like or did not like Donald Trump, right?
Right.
Because a lot of the wives hated Donald Trump.
Right.
But the husbands necessarily hated Hillary. Mm-hmm. Those wives, 90% of the time, voted for Donald Trump because of their husbands.
But just think about what you said. And I want Rodman to hear this too. Just think about what you just now said. You said that 90% of the people that voted
90% of the white America
didn't want
a woman in
office. Yeah. So riddle me this. You have a quote-unquote black woman that's sitting as vice president.
Can we not bring her up?
No, sir. Because you have this quote-unquote European sitting in the seat as the president, which we all know he's not. And I know you done seen the sit that out of censure. Why people just don't pay attention, I don't know. But that's why we are where we are, right? But they rather have him. With all the idiotic things that he continue to say and do. The brother can't walk. He can't ride a bike. He can't run up steps. He can't jog down steps. Y'all cracked on Trump when he tiptoed down that greasy siding, right?
When he tripped and got in the...
But come on, man. This dude, he continues to get tripped up or lied up. One of the two. But guess what they rather do? They rather watch him than put that quote-unquote sister in that seat. That tell you how bad it is. But you still go get in line and vote next year.
See, this is the thing, right?
What are you doing with yourself?
So, I don't know where she at. Because, listen.
I was going to say
listen, I don't know where she at. So, and I'm almost hurt.
She bed winching somewhere, but go ahead. She bed winching somewhere.
Oh, she might be. But, like, she's the first sitting. Because let's think about this. When Trump was in office, right? You saw Pence and his wife a lot.
He said, you speaking facts, bro. Your voter friend.
When Trump was in office, right? You saw Pence. Like, right, wrong, and indifferent, you saw Pence and he was active. When Obama, when Obama was in office,
you saw
Biden, right? I'm trying to figure out why we don't see Kamala at all. Like, I don't know. I know she sit on a committee, but other than that, dog, every now and again you see her hitting the gavel. But other than that, I don't know what she's doing.
Or you see her laughing.
or she, but it's usually a clip of her laughing. That's it. But I don't know what she's doing. I don't know what she's hitting up. I don't know, and so that part of me is very concerned.
Can we ask Robin? Robin, where's Kamala at, man? Where's she? Why isn't she visible, sir? And I might add, because you do participate in the voting process, are you being heard?
It doesn't feel.
Is there others like you that feel the same way? Are y'all being heard?
I think there's
you ain't the only one.
No, I think there's a lot that feel the same way, and I don't think they're being heard. But that's the same thing with this diversity and inclusion. You got people that do this diversity and inclusion stuff that they bring people in to do diversity and inclusion, but the people that's still making the decision on what's okay to run as a program for diversity and inclusion is still white people.
Right.
And you're not involving the people, and that just kind of feels like how our government is ran. You're not really involving the people. You're not really taking what the people are telling you that they need and hearing the people for what they need. You're still running on what your agenda is and only fighting for what your beliefs are. Mm-hmm. So the people don't really have a say in this government thing. That's the feel right now.
Right now? Right now?
No. I mean, hold up.
Right now?
Period. But I'm just speaking for myself right now.
You ain't never felt included when you vote, bud.
She is an establishment politician, so be careful with the comparison.
I don't have it on mine. What did he say?
I don't know if he was talking about Hillary or if he's talking about Kamala. He said
both garbage.
She's an establishment politician, so be careful with the comparison.
Huh?
Yeah, it might. I think there might have been a death threat, not from him, but from You know how they are about Hillary.
Wow.
you know how
well, you do know.
You know how the Clintons are.
You had a whole lot of folk that fell out the side.
So
they trash.
What I will say about AOC and I'm gonna say Omar. So they are progressive, right? Mm. And I don't think all of their things are. I think a lot of what they got and a lot of what they're bringing to the forefront is needed to be brought into conversation. But I think the aggressiveness, one of the things that the world...
Why is it beneficial?
Hold on. Let me get to that.
Please.
It's not beneficial because one of the things the world cannot stomach is aggressive women, right? So their message is being lost in the context of the communication. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So where they have a lot of points and they're hitting on a lot of things that is needed to move forward and to better us as a nation, but because of their aggressive nature or what most people call this is the world. Hell no. This is the world. The world call it rhetoric, right?
Right.
But it's because they're so aggressive and overly aggressive. A lot of us, black, white, a lot of men, period, don't know how to accept those type of women that are the bold and aggressive type. You understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
So I think their message is being lost in their delivery. But if you listen to some of their policies and stuff like that, they're on par with some good ideas, but the way their delivery is, nobody's going to hear most of them just because of their aggressive nature.
Right.
So that's my only... It's not a knock on them. It's not nothing. I like them both in the sense of the movement, but I don't think they will get as far as they. It's a sad thing because you got black women that this happened to a lot. They will be considered, if you had a black woman at your job that was right on par, but she was kind of aggressive or she showed the same kind of aggressive nature as a man, they would just consider her an angry black woman, so they would never even take her serious. And I think that's what they fallen into.
Well, I think that's a thin line, though.
It is very thin line.
It's a thin line, and if
because
you choose,
if it's a white man doing it, they'll say, or even a man sometimes they'll just say, "Oh, he's passionate about it." But a man can be passionate, but if a woman shows that same,
I disagree. I think when it comes to that, then you're going back to the whole race thing again.
No, that's why I stopped. That's why I stopped with the white, because black men do it too.
But what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that you're doing that,
Yeah.
but I'm saying that the conversation goes back to that. That's what people go back to. Because even when a man says what's supposed to be done, especially a quote-unquote black man, a darker hue fella, then he's aggressive. He's this. He's that. Like,
hold up, let me read this.
Yeah, please. It's a
Robin
paragraph.
said,
Why don't I have that?
Get used to it. Men are being rolled into the pasture because we refuse to change. And this is why white men are afraid of them. The day the women born in this country look out.
Women were never born in this country. What is he talking about? Did he answer the question about his age? I don't got it on here. 56.
Yeah, he said 56.
So if that's the case, if you know that, Rodman, then what's the next move? Where do we go from here?
I think that's the only way this ever works is you got a nuclear bomb. You got to blow it up. The system. Listen,
Yeah, but who?
Hold up. Let's be honest.
Who hitting the switch?
Let's do this. Nobody. Listen. Let's be honest.
Come on.
If we being 100% honest, the system works exactly how it was designed to work.
Absolutely.
It was never designed to work for us, so it continues not to work for us. The bad problem about this, one of the things that, and I'm not a Puffy fan.
What's us?
I'm talking about middle class. I'm not even talking about black.
Touche. Stop right there. Stop right. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Class.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. It ain't about no color. It's class, man.
The middle class people will continue to be the backbone of this company, of this country, without the benefits. As long as we continue to allow them to run it the way they are. The only way you do this in a class is you stop the money. Nobody's willing to take that. Right now, everybody, I said this too, everybody should be growing food in their fucking yards. You can grow shit in your goddamn window right now. I don't even care if you're living in a fucking apartment. But if you're not growing or learning or thinking about starting to grow food in, listen, they gonna find a way to kill you. So first it was processed food. They was killing us through processed food. Now they turn it on and they spraying pesticides all over our vegetables. So they gonna kill you one way or another. So even when you buy the vegetables, you can't eat them. Like you remember going to the country, everybody got whipped with a switch before, but you could pick shit off the tree and eat it right there.
Right.
You do that shit now, you might die.
Depending where it's grown at.
Depending on where it's grown at.
Yeah.
But you got to think, the black farmers of America, you got to watch out for them now too, because when they really got money from the government, it was with precautions. So you have to use this. You have to use that.
Stipulations.
It was
stipulations.
Precautions. It was stipulations. So now,
right.
You want to support black businesses, but then you got to be careful because they had to take the money to survive and keep their families afloat. So now some of the practices that they used prior to, I'm going to just say COVID in the last 3 years, are not the same.
But that's the part that blows my mind, because we keep going back to it. And I said to you at least 4 years ago, yo, just don't vote and see how it goes.
I actually agree with that, Rob, man.
What did he say?
You need progressives to make change. We have to change government with term limits. And I think he was saying in order for change to happen. Now, I honestly believe, I'm going to say this. I 100% agree with that. I'm going to say this too. Yes, everybody should be on a term limit. And I don't think we should continue to pay their salaries after they leave office. That's what's bankrupting this world also.
And how are you, if you are a serviceman or servicewoman of the community, how do you become a multimillionaire, man?
You know how.
I don't.
You pass somebody else's agenda.
Please tell me, sir.
That's what keeps.
I don't vote, so I don't go in the rooms.
So
tell me how that happened.
And
while you continue to vote.
I hate to
tell me how it happened.
I hate to talk about y'all man, right? Because he not my man. I'm not down here no more.
Brother,
So
I ain't going to Mervo. But go ahead.
I know, that's why I hurt my heart, dog. You know what I mean? So, and when I tell you, when I met this young brother, dog, I was so impressed by him. You understand what I'm saying? Like the vision he had.
Because he speaks so well?
No, dog. And I do that.
Okay.
The vision
right.
he had for the youth, right? Mm-hmm. I was like, finally. You understand what I'm saying? It's somebody that's really, genuinely taking on this project. Because let's be honest, the youth in Baltimore City, that's a project.
Did you go in his background though, and then check to see what it was his? Because if I talk that way,
we
then
Mustangs, dog. So yeah, you know what I mean. So we kind of knew. That's what I'm saying.
So what
happened? Wasn't until he got to when I saw the difference, and some people might not feel like he's changed. When I saw the difference is when he took over the city council president seat, right? Mm-hmm. I saw the switch. Mm-hmm. Now, don't quote me.
What switch?
It was just the message was a little different. He did what I call is I'm not talking about you asshole. So what I saw was the what was Rawlins Blake, right? Because there was a switch with her too. Mm-hmm. It was at a time when Rawlins Blake, dog, she couldn't speak in front of a crowd. It was bad, right? Yeah. And she was kind of groomed. Mm-hmm. And her father did some things that got her put in a position. Right. But then once her father did those things that got her put in a position, she never could regain her identity because she was already too far down the rabbit hole. Uh-huh. So bringing Formula One to Baltimore City was the dumbest fucking thing. We lost so much money on that goddamn fiasco. And
did we?
Yeah, we lost money on that. And
wow.
You got to think about it. Like, the government, she spent so much money to make it happen. And remember, the buses shut down so people couldn't get to work. All of that stuff was affected. But don't that happen, though? Yeah, all that happened, but it was just dumb. And everybody when Brandon first started talking about the youth programs and doing it, and be honest, he's done some things here lately that go back to his original agenda, right? Here lately.
Okay, here lately he put up the Sunday. I think last Sunday started the weekend drop-in centers or something, yeah. And then he asked for volunteers after the fact.
Yeah, that was no. Let's not say he. I'm not here advocating.
I'm just saying, man.
What I'm saying is, I see glimpses again, right? But what got me was
you see glimpses of
what he could have been. I think it's already too late. He's too far down the rabbit hole. Because once that money gets behind you and it's the wrong money, you can't get away from it.
In the group, I said they sent the boy to do a man's job.
Sneaky Pete's daughter was another machine. Yes, you're right about that. Listen, he was a long-term politician, and now you're seeing exactly who he is. I guess he's speaking about Brandon. They are not in government for change. They are in it for profit. Yes, so let me say this.
Absolutely.
I 100% agree with that.
Yeah, get another headpiece.
The issue was originally when we met with Brandon, when we was WMSK, Brandon came in. Yeah, Brandon came in to did a couple shows with Tia and stuff like that. Dog, it wasn't about.
That's what was that?
He wasn't around yet.
You better be glad.
It was different though, because he was just a councilman of what district was it? I want to say he was in like that Sedonia area.
Right.
But dog, he was doing great things in Sedonia. He was like everybody was impressed by Brandon until to me he got into that city council president seat. Because once he got into that seat,
right,
I think the stuff started changing for him a little bit. The pressure started getting him, and then he started aligning himself with some of the wrong people.
Did he start aligning himself or it's all corrupt?
Yeah, it's been corrupt. Right?
It's all corrupt, man.
Like one of the people that was one of the longest sitting people in Baltimore City in Zone 18 was Mary Pat Clark.
Sure, yeah.
And she was trash.
That's your thorn. But I will say this though.
You know, I've been hating her for years.
Look how long Schaefer sat.
Schaefer sat for a long time too.
And the city was immaculate when it came to that.
Yeah, it was.
Was it not?
It was. But that's the same thing I tell people. I wasn't.
Ask your mother about Schaefer. You know what I mean?
I wasn't always on the right side of the thing.
Rodman, you remember Schaefer too?
I wasn't always.
And Smoke.
Brandon is enabling gentrification in Baltimore.
I think after Smoke, man, we was downhill, B.
Huh?
After Smoke, we was a
So,
wrap.
listen, after we was the city that reads, I don't know what the hell happened.
Yes.
Dog.
Yes.
Listen.
Yes.
That reigns forever, yo. We were the city that reads. He was pushing.
Yep.
But we gotta be honest.
Mm-hmm.
He's also one of the reasons why our education system is where it's at. Because what people don't know about Smoke
Is it him?
He is the one that allowed Baltimore City schools to go to corporation. Because we don't run our school systems because he didn't. So listen, let me tell you. Hold on.
School don't teach you outside of reading and math.
But listen,
standard reading and math.
So
School don't teach you shit.
The schools were such in a bad situation. So what he did was he incorporated the school system, right, and let it run as a private business. It ran well for years while he was in office.
Just like America.
Because he understood his vision.
Mm-hmm.
The people after him, because this is the thing what people don't understand about Baltimore City. We're one of the only cities, counties, states, whatever, that don't have our school system or our police force.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't understand that. And so what Smoke did with the school is he needed that edge.
Do the voters know that?
I don't know if they know. You got to do research to learn this shit.
People don't vote and research at the same time.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, it's hard to do both. but what Smoke did for the schools at that time was he saw a problem that he wanted to rectify, and he did the best he could. As long as it was being monitored by his people, it maintained. Once the corporation got him out, and once he moved on to greener pastures, the system broke and fell apart.
Right.
And that's the state that we're in now. You know what I mean? People ask all these questions. Why is the driver for the goddamn school superintendent making $100 and some odd $1,000 a year, but your teachers are making $30? That's ridiculous.
No. What's ridiculous is we sit and talk about a young man that makes $200+ K a year, and he pulls his gun off at his home in the car on the off season and go online, and we fuss about him losing his contracts. Like we sit and discuss these players, ball players, I should say, like they are changing the world, and they're not. They continue to talk about who the greatest, Kobe or MJ, and neither one of them. I mean, not Kobe, LeBron and MJ, and neither one of them is changing humanity.
And so,
why we keep talking about that? So then you just come on down to the small joint. Like, why are we doing this? Brandon ain't changing humanity, man. He's killing it. As a man.
He's a part of the problem right now.
As a man, he's killing humanity.
And this is so. I was watching. So listen, this was hey, we appreciate you, Mike. We appreciate you.
Go a little bit more, man.
I was watching. Man, what's his name? Will was the guy Will that be doing lives from where the police and all that stuff on Greenmount Avenue today. They had I'm guessing it was today they had the event where they pulled a car over. I couldn't finish watching it, so I don't know how it ended.
Okay.
But I was watching it, and dog, it might have been 46 police out there. So they had Greenmount North Avenue completely shut down.
See what I'm saying?
For 3 people in the car. They had the gun task force. They had the traffic enforcement people. They had all these people because they called out a code 13. What he explained was a code 13 is basically officer in distress. Right? Now, when I see the scene, you got 3 people, a young lady that's standing up with handcuffs on, 2 young men on the ground in handcuffs, right? And a whole lot of people just kind of standing around.
Waste.
That's
But then y'all fellas go get in line and vote for this mess, man. That's what I don't understand.
But once again, we got a person from New Orleans that's running our police force.
Did you go get in line?
I didn't. Not for Baltimore City.
That's the only reason why you out on that. But had you been here, guess what? You'd been in that line.
Robin, my man, I gotta read this because he got to know.
Come on, Rod.
Don't forget when Baltimore took that state money, shit went south. Now you have more administrative people in Baltimore than teachers. What are they administrating? Because they don't have students or teachers. Now that's a good point because, and you're right. That's basically what I was getting at because right now we top heavy, and your educators are lacking.
So when y'all go to those city council meetings and talk about that, what's being discussed?
Have you ever been to one?
For what? I don't.
Rodman, do you go to the city council meetings? I would like to know. I haven't gone.
And watch this. If he did go, did he say something?
And that's a whole nother thing. You know, they that shit's scripted. You know it's scripted.
So why go? What we doing?
So listen. If you don't do anything, you're a part of the problem.
That's not true.
You have to do something.
That's not true.
If you're saying, let me ask you this.
I'm standing.
Hold up. If you're saying don't vote, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then let's give them. How's that pause? If you're saying don't vote, then give them an option of what they should do, or tell them what they should do. They should be. What's the
word? There should be a member of society where they're uplifting one another. Doing the right motherfucking thing is all you got to do, and the shit will fall. All you gotta do is love thy neighbor. That's it. Take care of your community. You ain't gotta do all that dumb. Everything else gonna follow. That's just natural law. It has to follow. When you participate in the BS, guess what you're gonna get back? BS. Every time.
But you do realize that at one point in time, the drug dealers in the neighborhood was that change. They was that.
There was not the change. There was the facade of change. Because while they're destroying the community, they're going to throw turkeys out on Thanksgiving, give a pool party every weekend on the summer, and you think shit hot or sponsor the basketball game. Come on.
It depends on how far you go back, though, because at one point in time, they also kept the community in check, in a sense. Like, they kept... Violence was down, dog. It wasn't... Right now, you have no laws in these neighborhoods. That's why these young boys out here running wild.
And watch this. Watch this. We talk a whole lot about women, right? When men started giving the pack to the little boy in the corner because he wouldn't get a charge, everything went downhill.
Okay, I'll give you that one.
Am I lying?
I'll give you that one. But also, at the same time, a lot of us left the neighborhoods and left those women in the neighborhoods to raise them boys alone.
Again. The men left. And you can't say they did.
He said, I have attended, but I'm not a city resident. Yeah, me either, so. But he has attended. He says city councilmen rep their district and not the city as a whole. Let me ask you before we go, because we about to wrap it up. Rob, man, one more question. Do you think city councilmen should rep the whole city as a whole, or should they just focus on their district? Do you think that's hurting or helping us that they focus just on their district? You too, Dave. Do you think city councilmen should represent the city, or should they just represent the district that they?
I think if they represent the district, then as the collective should represent the city. But then you have the power struggles. You know what I mean?
So let me ask you this, right? So in the city, did you ever, growing up, y'all lived in the city mostly, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever go to city council meeting?
No.
I don't even remember them having them.
They probably
They
did.
probably did have them. But what I'm saying is like because I don't.
But your mother ain't go, but she voted.
So
Ask her that.
I'm gonna ask her that
I'm gonna
because
get
you know what I want to know.
She gonna hurt you.
Yes, the whole. Oh, all right. So he thinks it's the whole because of the economic issues. All right, I got you. I know what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you this because what I think about that, right? Because it is funny because it's coming from TV, right? But you know how they got aldermen and like in D.C., Marion Barry, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now that I work in D.C., Marion Barry, he was talked about for being a crackhead, dealing with prostitutes, all this kind of stuff, right?
He 100.
He was 100. But you know what's funny? The same stuff Marion Barry put in law is still currently happening in his ward. He is still, even in his death, his programs have continued in his ward.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because, like what Rodman is saying, and I'm looking at this, we have councilmen for our districts. But can you really see anything? And like I go back to Mary Pat Clark because I grew up through her reign in Zone 18, right? Dog, and I remember how Green Mountain Avenue still look like shit.
Yep.
Now they trying to dress it up a little bit, put some lipstick on it, but if you go to Sherwood Gardens, dog, it was clean as I don't know what.
Right.
So when Sherwood Gardens is clean, and you really can step off of Green Mountain Avenue and right through somebody's yard, and you on in Sherwood Gardens, and they look beautiful. Why is that if it's the same person that's running it?
I agree.
It's the same people. So that's my problem with Mary Pat Clark and when you had businesses trying to come in, she only wanted to allow certain kind of businesses to come in, and you didn't have no community functions. Yeah, you got the farmers market now, but we didn't have that. Wasn't there when it was 32nd Street Plaza.
Right.
You know what I mean? And stuff like that. And it was a good conversation. It was great. We thank y'all for joining us.
Indeed.
We enjoyed. This is True Grit. This is your boy Touche the Don. This is my guy.
Sugar Bear in the building, baby.
And we out of here.
Yeah. See you next week.
Yes. You gonna cut that one off?
Do me a favor, man. Watch that cut for me.
I got you. I know you got to get on the.
Boy, where you at?
Yeah.